Hi, everybody. I have an opportunity to be here today with Whitney McDaniel of Associates in Professional Counseling. And today we want to address the issue of co-parenting resources. So hi, Whitney. Tell us a little bit about what you do there at Associates in Professional Counseling.
Hi, Gwen. Thanks so much for having me. I'm a partner here at APC Counseling and the director of High Conflict Mediation Institute. And I work with children, families, and parents to work on relationships and hopefully to, assist people in making them a better family.
Moving forward, sometimes people say, I just need some help. I don't know where to start. I feel paralyzed by the process. Can you tell parents out there who might be struggling today what options might be available for them to get help in their parenting or co-parenting or their goals for their children?
Sure. So I think that, sometimes when people are going through a divorce or have been divorced or going through a separation, I think that, parties don't understand or realize that, they can still go through counseling together. And sometimes, people might feel kind of weird doing that, but actually it's really beneficial if parties could come together and work together to better understand going forward how they're going to raise their children and deal with coming issues with you know existing in two different households.
Got it. I think that that's true. You think of counseling as helping a relationship, but it's really structuring that relationship with your children. But let's say that somebody says, look, that word counseling, sorry, in my vocabulary, perhaps somebody's thinking that's not going to work. Are there other approaches that we could take to try to address the matter?
Sure. So, when people call my office and they inquire about services, they always say, I did marriage counseling, it didn't work, that's why I'm in this situation. And I really, try to explain to them that how I do my work, I don't know how other people do their work, is that we're going to make this goal oriented. So we're going to set an agenda and we're going to focus on issues that each one of you want to accomplish, that we're not here doing quote unquote, typical therapy. We want to accomplish goals that you guys want to set for your children, right? We're not here to talk about you two's relationship because you're not married anymore, right? That's when you might want to do individual therapy, right? Which I think is good for all of us. But if you're coming in as a divorcee couple again, we're not going to do marriage therapy, right?
Now, is there other alternatives? Like, for example, I know you engage in mediation and other high conflict remedies. Can you describe those other types of services that might be available or provided through ABC?
Sure. So, mediation is going to look a little bit different. If parties are having a conflict and they want something to change in a parenting agreement or, something like that, then we can definitely mediate a topic. If they're trying to, change something a little bit more permanently that they want to file within the court, I offer mediation to assist them in that to see if they can come to something amicably and agree on before going back to court. I also do parenting coordinator work, and this is usually used for high conflict couples where they cannot agree on anything. And it's really used because it's more issues besides legal issues, right? So it's scheduling, it's extracurricular activities. It is, trying to decide, what time pickup is, even though it might be in their agreement, but, they are reading their agreement differently. So there's definitely different types of services for individuals for different levels of care.
And do you think that a parenting coordinator is necessary in most cases, or do you think parents can work beyond that?
I think for most cases, parents can work beyond that. I would say high conflict cases that maybe have been in the court system for quite a while, or mediation hasn't worked, or they're contacting their attorneys constantly to do what we consider small items. That's when a parenting coordinator could be useful.
Can you give a perspective to parents. I mean, they say, okay, I don't really want to spend the money to go back to court. I don't want to have a parenting coordinator, but we've got to get to something, a better level of communication. But counseling is out. Is there any other type of remedy or approach that you think a parent can take?
So, sometimes, I think it would be best for people then to do maybe some individual work, to see if, they're holding on to some, other issues. Is it anger? Is it sadness? Have they not moved on individually? I always encourage people, eventually it's going to start impacting your children, right? And so that's the last thing that we want to happen. And so what kind of things can we do to not let that happen? It's amazing, I see little kids 3 years and up, and what these kids already know about their parents' divorce, right? Whether that's body language, whether that's tension, and just pointing that out to parents, I think really brings them to reality of something needs to change.
Is there a gift, in your opinion, that parents who may be divorced, or maybe they never were married, but they're not together, what's the gift they both could give to their children to make it easier?
I would say that not putting the children in the middle.
Okay. And I think that people do that, and maybe it's unintentional, but how can somebody focus on making sure that the kids aren't put in the middle?
I would say, especially in front of the children, acknowledging the other parent. And so if they're at a, sporting goods, or if they're dropping the kid off, just a simple acknowledgement. I have a little kid, currently on my caseload, and she, came in my room the other day and she said to me, "Do you know that my mommy and daddy don't ever talk in your waiting room?" And I said, "I did notice that." And she's 3.5 years old, and
Right.
she's already picking that up.
Picking it up. And again, I get back to the words, and maybe it was Kurt Vonnegut, and I'm not a real fan of his theories, but he said a little less love and a little more common decency. I think that goes
Right.
a long way
Mm-hmm.
for your kids and for the benefit.
Yeah, just a simple acknowledgement.
Got it. And I think these are real things that if people can focus on to give themselves an opportunity to give their children the gift or the freedom to have a relationship with the other parent, really becomes a true attribute and something that can be valued. Anything else you'd like to add today to people out there who might be struggling and saying, I'm just not moving on?
We all have choices. And
Okay.
so I just think people have to remember that, right? We all have choices, and there's help, out there to help you come to a better place.
Great. Can you tell everybody how to get a hold of you and how they can take that first step to get some help today?
Sure. My direct line at APC is 708-761-6995. And that's my direct line. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, and I can answer any of those questions that you might have.
Well, we appreciate your time and your insight, and I hope that people listen today and take that first step to move forward and separate out the emotion and give their children that gift of freedom. So thanks for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for having me.